Sung Jin-Woo and his sister Jinna went out for their morning workout. They put on their tracksuits and warmed up enough before starting a jog. As they gained momentum, Sung Jin-Woo asked his sister what she would do if she had 3 billion won. Jinna began listing what she would most likely spend the money on, but she couldn't understand why her brother was suddenly asking her about it. She wondered if the question was too unrealistic. However, Sung Jin-Woo, realizing that it wasn't so impossible, decided to speed up, running away from her. Jinna, unable to keep up with her brother's pace, could only walk behind him, watching him race ahead with ease. Sung Jin-Woo reflected on his conversation with Jin-Ho from yesterday. He remembered that when Jin-Ho handed him the papers, it turned out to be the documents for their guild building, with an estimated value of 3 billion won. This made Sung realize that this was a pretty lucrative deal, 19 dungeon hikes with a rank, and he'd earn 3 billion won. As Sung Jin-Woo thought about it, he weighed the pros and cons. He knew it was a risky deal, especially since he was a special case among the awakened hunters able to raise his level. After some contemplation, he told Jin-Ho that he had one condition. Only the two of them would have to enter the dungeon. This condition excited Jin-Ho, as it meant they would be facing the C-rank dungeon alone. Jin-Ho remembered that it typically took at least 10 people to enter a C-rank dungeon, but Sung Jin-Woo explained that they could use the same method that Hwang Dong-suk had used before. Jin-Ho voiced concerns about the danger, but Sung Jin-Woo reassured him, saying that if they followed this plan, no one would get hurt. After a moment of realization, Jin-Ho understood what Sung Jin-Woo was proposing and agreed to it. As Sung Jin-Woo was deep in thought, remembering his conversation with Jin-Ho, he didn't notice that he had already completed his daily quest for the day. In fact, while pondering his conversation, he had even exceeded the required 10 kilometers he was supposed to run. Realizing that he still had to wait for his sister Jinna, he decided to exceed his daily quest, further pushing himself to finish more of the task. 20 minutes later, after running for much longer than necessary, Sung Jin-Woo had completed all of the quest conditions, except for the running itself. Panting and already tired, Jinna finally caught up to him. However, Sung Jin-Woo, focused on fulfilling his quest, ran away without paying attention to her, determined to complete his task. Once again, the scene shifts back to Washington, D.C., USA. The man we saw earlier is now speaking on the phone, and it seems like he's having a conversation with someone. He asks his assistant a question, and she responds that he can ask her anything. The man's question is, "What happens if I kill someone in Korea?" The girl was silent for a moment and then asked, "Are you serious?" Then she continued, "The US doesn't have an extradition agreement for hunters with Korea yet. Since you are a hunter from America, you will receive a trial in America, and there probably won't be much hassle with the government due to the negotiations." The man said in a low voice, "Some bastards killed my brother. At least I should know a little bit about their faces." This marks a new development, indicating that the man has an interest in Sung Jin-Woo, and the plot begins to take a new direction as his investigation unfolds. And so the scene shifts once again to Korea, where Sung Jin-Woo stands with a dagger in hand. It is soon revealed that by exceeding the expectations of his daily quest, he was granted a mysterious key. Upon inspection, this key is no ordinary item. It's an S-rank key radiating with extraordinary power. After completing the daily quest for a second time, Jin-Woo receives yet another reward, marking it as the fourth reward in the sequence. The system, ever enigmatic, seems to be guiding him towards something greater, and the key now in his possession appears to be a crucial step forward in that journey. Sung Jin-Woo begins to activate the newly obtained key, one shimmering with S-rank energy. As the key is inserted into an invisible lock, a blinding light bursts forth, cutting through the heavy darkness of the soul night. The gate responds, immediately illuminating his surroundings in a surreal glow. With calm determination, Jin-Woo steps into the dungeon, and the moment he crosses the threshold, he is met with a hellish landscape. Fire consumes everything in sight, buildings reduced to crumbling silhouettes within a sea of flames. This blazing inferno is a stark contrast to the low-rank dungeons he once faced. Recalling how the E-rank key led him into an E-rank dungeon, it becomes increasingly clear that an S-rank key would open an S-rank challenge, one far more perilous. Despite the danger, Jin-Woo remains composed, aware that he still possesses the return stone from his last dungeon, a fail-safe if things spiral beyond control. But now, with his upcoming expedition alongside Yu Jin-Ho looming on the horizon, he understands the importance of testing his current strength. This S-rank dungeon might not just be a trial, it could be the gauge he needs to measure the limits of his true power. And then, emerging from the flaming depths of the dungeon, the massive paw of a monster suddenly slams down in front of Sung Jin-Woo. Towering above the charred ground stands the guardian brother of hell, Kerberos, his name glowing ominously in a light red hue, a clear indicator of danger from the system itself. The beast radiates raw infernal power, each step shaking the very foundation of the dungeon. Yet even in the face of such an overwhelming presence, Sung Jin-Woo remains unshaken. His eyes, calm and unreadable, show no trace of fear. Instead, he analyzes the enemy, coldly calculating his next move. The The pressure emanating from Kerberos might have crushed any other hunter under its weight, but to Jin-Woo it is merely another opponent to be dealt with, a stepping stone in his ever-ascending journey of power.